Namaste, Jai Bharat. The West Asia is really in a crisis. If you look at that, Syria is now in deep trouble. You see, from where the whole thing has started and where it is taking 1, 2. 7th of October last year, the Hamas attacks Israel. Then, after some time, the Hezbollah intervenes in supporting Hamas. Then comes the Houthis, where Lebanon was silent. Iran had its proxy army, and the proxy army was functioning to the tune of Iranian position, Iranian plots, and Iranian plans. And then, of course, the Ayatollah of that time is still in coma. Khomeini, at his wish, all these things were going on. Turkey always wanted to become at the helm of Islamic affairs. They have just one reason for that, because once upon a time they were the caliphs. They had the caliphates. But the helm of the things is Saudi. That no one can dispute. Because they had been the custodians of Islamic everything, right from the beginning. They have the legitimate right in any case. But the Turkey want this power change. See, the most of these people, they use religion for acquisition of power and keeping it at the center for power, and then of course for the personal interest of many of their leaders. So that's obviously the case always. You don't hardly find benevolent dictators in this lot. They are always very, even this rebel, the terrorist outfits also had their leaders who live in absolute luxury and pomp. The cases of the leaders of Hezbollah, Hamas, everything is in front of you. And these days, in the time of social media and internet, many things are not hidden from you. The things come to you. Whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. Now look, the Syria, actually the whole thing is played by Egypt. Egypt thought they were supporting, they created a kind of proxy army over the rebels. And the rebels were functioning with the support of Syria, indirectly with using Russian weapons. Because Russia had a soft corner to Syria, they had allowed them base, etc. So they thought they heavily depended on Russia, thinking that Russia will support. But Russia has a point where they will not go beyond from. Now, today, as one see, it started on October 7th, Hamas attacking Israel. Now Hezbollah supporting Hamas, Houthis coming out in public supporting, and then this ongoing battle. These terrorist outfits thought that they can easily win over Israel, and slowly it took time. It took time for them to realize that they just can do nothing to Israel. So they lost their weapon, they lost the leaders. When they lost almost everything, whatever they had both the Hezbollah and Hamas, and now they had to surrender under compulsion. But there's no way out. That's why they surrendered. Once they surrendered, all the program of Egypt, who was aspiring for the caliphate, collapses. The program of Egypt was they had these rebels readied against Syria, against Shia. And once, suppose this is in the program of Egypt, Israel will destroy Hamas, Hezbollah. There will be a war between Israel and Lebanon, or Israel and Iran, etc. At that time, the rebels can attack the weakened Syria, weakened Lebanon and Iran, etc. They thought, of course, obviously, Israel wouldn't take the land of Iran, wouldn't like to take the land of Lebanon in all likelihood. So they will just weaken them, and then these rebels can take advantage. And that is how they had been getting prepared. That is what had been the advices going on to them. But with the tentative ceasefire, why it is ceasefire, between Lebanon, the understanding between Lebanon and Israel is very clear, and Iran has gone silent. With this, Egypt goes silent. Egypt thought things will work out in their favor, does not do. In the meantime, the rebels had already occupied up to Aleppo, Syria. And now Syria is in deep trouble. You see how the dimension changes. From anti-Jewish steps, it turns into Shia-Sunni conflict. And this Shia-Sunni conflict is immediately resulted in places like Pakistan, which can spread to other places. From where things had gone to where. What was the initial objective and what's happening now? Now, the conflict is in Syria. The rebels, they have these Russian weapons. They used to have Russian support. And with the Egypt support, they had practically nullified the Syrian army. And Syria, they had been doing very atrocious things to the Sunnis. So things come out. Now it turns into a Shia-Sunni conflict. Look at the growth, look at the development. In 1 year, the whole thing has changed. And the Shia-Sunni conflict now shall result elsewhere, shall reflect elsewhere. And peace in West Asia is just gone to, I don't know, is gone to nowhere. I don't think you can ever hope for a peaceful situations there in West Asia. People would haven't, they're not trained to coexist. What more one can say? They're not trained to coexist. People want war, battle. They get thrilled from it. And fundamentally, they're indisciplined and they want lawlessness. What to do? Let's offer a better day sometime in the future, and these people can undergo a reform. Of course, it will take time. Reform, like what happened to the Catholic Church, I've told you before, how beautifully the Catholic Church reformed themselves. This is possible that this can also happen with them, but time is not in my pocket. It takes time for people to understand things. By then, they will commit another mistake, and this shall go on. What to do? We meet again. Till then, Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.